Hello everyone, welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, a blue dot in a red state, utilizing tarot to offer insight into these very interesting times we have going on here in the United States. So I'm really glad that you're here and welcome. The focus of today's reading is going to be Trump wanting to federalize Washington, DC. I suspect that this is just more trying to drive the news cycle off of the Epstein Files. Will he try? Sure, he'll try, but I don't know that he would be successful, and so that's kind of why I want to do the reading. And I'm depending on where that reading goes, I may go into then Trump's remodeling of the White House. Oh, good God, have you seen the Oval Office? I swear to God, it looks like Mr. Hankey's cousin of, the golden poo that goes around and just like kisses everything, and it's just all this nasty golden crap. It looks cheap, it looks gaudy, it's just horrendous. And then, okay, have you seen, he paved over the Rose Garden, but as if that wasn't bad enough, they have set up, I kid you not, tables and chairs and umbrellas that are identical to the ones poolside of Mar-a-Lardo. Yes, Lardo. His lard ass wouldn't be able to sit in one of those chairs. So, he is trying to turn the White House into gaudy Mar-a-Lardo. So, now, and he's wanting a ballroom. He was wandering around on the White House roof. God knows what he was doing up there. Not that I was saying that a big gust of wind should come along, or if he should have, like when he got a little close to the side, it's like, ooh, hope you don't lose your balance there, old Don. That would be a shame. You would ruin some, Secret Service's, morning if you had an accident like that. So, anyway, remember, laughing is a form of resistance. So we are going to laugh anytime we get. So I am going to look specifically into the federalization of DC. I'm suspecting that I will have time, and I will look into this, stupid ballroom now he's wanting, and maybe look into, like, why was he wandering around on the roof? It's like, can we get a wellness check on the occupant of, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? Because he's not doing too well there. Okay, so federalizing DC. Get into that. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Federalizing DC, which is just, again, it's not even legal. Not that this administration cares about the law, because they don't. Okay, so is he, and apparently this came up because Doge's little balls got mugged in DC. Oh, so sad. Little balls there got mugged in DC, and so now it's all because of the crime. It's like, could it be because, everybody hates Doge? So, not that I'm advocating somebody getting mugged, but, I'm also not going to feel too sad whenever it happens to, shit people. So, is he going to federalize DC, or try to? Okay, in trying to federalize DC. And also, real quick, just want to point out, because this is a new deck, I said this in another one. It's the, what is that? It's backwards at the camera. Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. That's a new tarot deck that I got. I'm loving it. It's so pretty. Okay, so federalizing. Disappointment. Like wanting to do it, but I don't think he's going to be allowed to. It's kind of like he wants to, and that's what's behind him, but what's facing him is all the obstruction and all of the ways that this is not going to happen at all. So, yeah, I think that this is, he's going to be disappointed. And the challenge is, but it's his dream. It's his wishes and dreams. So sad. He's not going to get his wish. Okay. So, yeah, this isn't, I don't think that he's going to, he will be met with swift resistance if he tries this shit. weighing his options, like going back and forth. What am I going to do? So his option, what's coming up in the options column is his options. And what's standing out to me is this back here, these troubled waters. So he's trying, like, he does not, okay. He wants the Epstein file. He wants the news cycle to move off the Epstein files, and the way he always tries to get the news cycle to move is to do something even more horrendous. That's what this is feeling like. Like if he does it, I'm almost getting this feeling like if he does this, know that he has heard that those Epstein files are getting ready to be released, and this is what he's doing to try to soften that blow, to muddy those waters. That's the feeling I'm getting from this card. Okay. So that was interesting. I just thought this was going to be a nice little, no reading. And instead it's like, I'm going to go ahead and I'll put out the rest of these cards, but I just wanted this card right here. What I'm getting the feeling of, and the reason is what stands out the most to me is this troubled water in the back and his options. How is he going to weather these Epstein files? So the strong feeling I'm getting from this is if he tries this in DC, then it's because he's gotten word that the Epstein files or something about the files are getting ready to be released, and he is trying to get ahead of that by causing and creating more chaos so that it gets muddied. Because like right now, who's talking about that big, horrendous, ugly bill? I mean, it's there, and I know that it will come back because that's what the Democrats are going to run on for the midterms. But right now, that's what he's trying to do. His sole focus is to get the news cycle to move off of the Epstein files, and they're not. Okay. So, and that I feel like will be kind of like that last ditch effort to try to muddy the waters when that happens. Okay. Alrighty. That was, I kind of like, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting kind of like that new insight. And the foundation talks and looking out into the future, like what is it that, and this is, the foundation of this is, I'm going to come back to this. I want to see kind of what else comes up because I'm feeling like this is going to be tying into, okay, that's what so what I was feeling with this is he doesn't know who his allies are. I was like, holy crap. Here I'm thinking I was just going to do a simple reading into, the federalization of DC. No, that's not going to happen. And instead I get this whole like other narrative that's coming out here. He does not know who to trust. He is really hesitant. If you notice, Knights or changes, wands are, I see wands more as like, it's action, but it's going to be like action based on like communication. So like, he doesn't know, and the knight is always one of, I see this as, it's the opposite of the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords just goes racing forward, rash action, not thinking things through. This is someone who's going to be more hesitant, more, like we've talked about the plan and now we're going to implement the plan. And then like the Knight of Pentacles would be that, okay, now we've implemented the plan. Like that's kind of the progression I see, with these knights. So this is telling me these two together, I'm feeling like he doesn't know who to trust. He's looking out into the world. Who is it that he can trust? Who are his allies? And he doesn't know who to trust. And he's weighing his options. How can I move this news cycle off? This is what I'm going to do. This is this is my, scorched earth option. Federalize DC so that to soften the blow of the Epstein files, but it's not going to work. Okay. That news comes out is going to be, it's like, this is 5 of Pentacles. This is pretty much what you think. It's like people being left out in the cold, they don't have the solace of the church here. They're out on their own. Okay. Alrighty then. That was, so for this to be coming up, he doesn't care about, I'm almost getting this feeling like you've asked the wrong question. I know that you've asked about federalizing DC. However, what you really need to know is this, because that's kind of like cover for what's beneath that, which is trying to move the story from the Epstein Files. Okay, that's 10 minutes into this, and that's where that's where I land, okay? So when I do tarot, I get, like, as I've explained, like I get these feelings and I look at the cards and like maybe something will stand out, like the Two of Pentacles. What stood out to me was the troubled water. Okay, so the troubled water, what does he have, the troubled water? Well, that would be the Epstein Files, and what are his choices? And this also came up in the options position here. So his options are, he's looking at all of his options to help him weather this troubled water. Okay. And he's not going to be able to do it. He's paranoid. He doesn't know who to trust. He wants, notice in this card, this is a card, most readers will read this as disappointment, and that is absolutely correct. This is disappointment. However, you have these 2 cups here. So I always say with this card, there's always hope. However, with him, and the lower energy, it's like he's looking at the disappointment. He's looking at all the people telling him he cannot do this, even though this is what he wants. What he wants is behind him. What he wants is like, he can't have that. He only has the disappointment, okay, of not being able to do this. Okay, so, and yeah, what I was feeling really strongly, and that was more with this, let me look here. Yeah, that he really wants to do it, but that's the challenge. He can't have it. And if he does this, the Epstein, something about the Epstein thing is about ready to break. That's what I'm feeling. It's like whenever that is getting ready to, and did I get that in a reading? Did somebody else get that in a reading? It's almost like, I'll have to think about that. If you remember me, remember, I don't remember my readings. So if one of you out there remembers where like this came from, but it's like, I think that I got at some point, it's like when those, like he's going to know a few days before those files come out, and that it's just going to be like way crazy, like the crazy's gonna go off the charts. That's the feeling I'm getting from this. Like he's like trying to federalize DC, trying to, like, it's just like, if you think that it's crazy now, like the feeling I'm getting is like, oh sweetie, you have not seen anything yet. The crazy is he's gonna out crazy himself. So just kind of keep that in mind. And as I said, I think I got that somewhere. So if one of you remembers that, would you please put that in the comments and let me know, oh yeah, it was the reading that you did on, this or whatever. And so that way I can go back and look at that, because that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like that is coming up pretty, like, it's coming up. So let's look at, so let me just look at will he, just 3 cards, will he actually do this? Because it's almost this feeling like if he tries it, it's almost like this feeling of get excited because like the downfall is soon. Like that's the feeling I'm getting from this. It's like, ooh, he did that. Yay. That means he's going to, like, the downfall is coming. He's desperate. Okay. So is he actually going to do this? Okay. I know I have this. Oh, death card. Whew. I haven't always been reading the cards that flip out of this deck because, one, it's a new deck and it's super slick. You should see the first time I shuffled this deck. I mean, cards went everywhere. So is he going to do this? I pulled that one out because that one felt more like a normal card flipping out while I shuffle, and not just, oh, it's a new deck and the cards are slick, flying everywhere kind of, shuffle. So let's see here. And for those of you that do tarot, there is a difference whenever you get a new deck versus, oh yeah, this one I've shuffled for a while. So, there's a difference. 3 cards. Is he actually going to do this? Is he actually going to try to federalize DC? And with that, there's talks about it. Not a strong commitment. He wants to. and the Fool. I think that, and also like childlike, you get childlike outlook here, and the Death card. I think that he may have a health event before this happens. It's almost like if he gets wind of that, he's talking about it. He wants to do it, but then you get this, brand new beginning, childlike outlook. And I'm taking this as a new mental beginning for Trump. It's like, because I've gotten that, I think it's going to be a stroke is what I'm feeling. So anyway, so that's what I'm feeling. As I don't think that he will. Okay. He's talking about it. He's threatening it. But I think that either the files come out before he can do that, or he has a health event before he can follow through on that. That's what I'm feeling with that. Okay, so this remodeling of the White House. He's trying his damnedest to be the little dictator that he, sees himself in the world. He's got his gaudy little, trying to turn the White House, the people's house, into his own little presidential fiefdom there with all that gaudy gold crap. He's got his little flying palace that, he thinks he's going to get to keep and take with him. So will he get his ballroom? You got that Mar-a-Lardo poolside furniture there at the Rose Garden. I can hear Mrs. Kennedy now. Okay, so will he get his ballroom? I don't think that he is. Like, I don't even know that ground is going to be broken on that. And I'll put these down for you guys. So as far as getting the ballroom, he would love to, the happiness, but very quickly, emotions, like something, big feels. He's going to have big feels about something. What are these big feels? And the big feels, hopes and dreams, wishes, but decisions have been made. Like something comes out, there's some kind of communication that comes out, and it's a burden. So yeah, I don't think so that he's gonna, it's like, did he never study the French Revolution? I already know that the answer to that is no. Let them eat cake. I don't think that that's gonna happen. Any final messages about this federalization of DC or his remodeling of the White House? Any final messages? And I'll just do 3 cards for that. Any final messages? Okay, final messages. Nostalgia. That's just the nostalgia card. And we want to go back to normal times. Oh my gosh, do we want to go back to normal times? And decisions being made, actions being taken. That's, yeah, it's like, let me see. I almost get this feeling like everybody's getting sick of Trump, like MAGA and the rest of us are like, we're tired of the decisions he's making. He's not acting in the best interest of our country at all. And it's almost like for that to come up, it's like, I think even MAGA is seeing this, like, what the hell is he doing? Yeah, like, what is he doing? What gives him the right to be spending the tax? I know he said, like, he's not spending the taxpayers' money. It's like, okay, like, are we playing semantics with the words? Are you using tariff money or whatever to do this? But yeah, this is all going to come to an end very quickly, actually. The justice decisions, legal action, and is bringing all of this to an end and our country going into a new direction. So yeah. I don't know if that was still recording or what happened. So I'm going to finish this up real quick and hope that the whole reading is there. But yeah, what I'm getting here is that even MAGA is getting sick of hearing, and seeing what Trump is doing and the actions he's taken. They're like, battle weary. Like, what the hell? That's the feeling I'm getting from that card. MAGA saying, what the hell are you doing? And that pretty soon we're going to have justice is going to come, justice is going to enter the conversation very quickly and bring an end to all of this nonsense. So that's what's going on there. So anyway, that is what I'm getting. That I don't think he's going to, if he tries to federalize DC, it's a last-ditch effort to try to move the news cycle. And as far as the remodeling of the White House, they're not. I mean, yes, he got his little, rose garden that looks hideous with his, poolside Mar-a-Lardo, furniture, whatever. And then his, the ballroom. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, no, I think that I was just sitting there going, are we sure that it's not going to happen? Because, I mean, he seems pretty happy about it. It's like, nope, it's not going to happen. It's like, okay, that's what I'm getting. No, it's not going to happen. So thank you very much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I will put another reading here for you to check out. And I will catch you in the next reading. Have a good day.